Welcome back. It's time to draw Surge. Okay, so this one, I've never drawn Surge before, but I loved her design. Like, I know that she's a reincarnation of Scourge. And honestly, for the way that she's been designed, like personality-wise and like her actual character design, flawless, absolutely immaculate. My process, with each of these videos, I'm trying to better my process or just make it a little different. So for this process, like right now, you see me doing my usual sketches, of course. I have my reference up. I managed to find a Surge reference sheet, and I didn't expect that. Usually, like with a lot of reference sheets for like some IPs, it's kind of difficult to find the reference. But for Sonic, it's very easy. I think this reference came from either it's fan made, which it doesn't look, or it came from like one of the IDW books that came out earlier. So the kind of pose that I went for, I was trying to go for like a cocky kind of bizarre-esque pose, and I managed to find something really cool on Pinterest that I utilized. Yeah, something really cool on Pinterest that I utilized, and I felt like it was very in personality for her, so I wanted to go with that, just like with the rock on kind of hands and everything. That was I wanted to make sure that like her iconic hand gesture was like the front and center of the piece, and I think I did a pretty good job with that. So here I'm, of course, working on the hands like usual. I'm making sure I'm getting the small details like the little stitches in her gloves and taking care of the shoes. I never noticed that her shoes, they're specifically more detailed than Sonic character shoes tend to be. Like even if you look at like Sonic shoes, it's basically just a red boot with like a white stripe and like gray soles or whatever, and like the socks. But for Surge, it's like she has like the metal bolts on there. It's very rock heavy kind of style, you know. Just doing my due diligence with cleaning up some of the details on the shoes, some of the sketch lines in her spines, her hair. I'm not sure what Tenrix really call it, what you call like the tendrils on the Tenrix versus the hedgehogs. And then I start doing like the shading, the usual hatching and such. You see me going in with the eyes, making sure I understand where all the black spots are in her character design, getting her rings on her fingers. I also later try to make sure that I get the proper texture of the rings. Yeah, this section is really just about shading for the most part. Make sure I get all the shading, and then I just go into color later on. So now we're getting to the coloring. I feel like they chose really solid colors for her. Like the green and the yellow really makes the green, the yellow really makes the green pop. And then you have like the black on the yellow. Great stuff. And also I like the touch that they added to make her look like Scourge / Ashura, whatever you want to see her as, with the black, like the black forehead. That's awesome. I love that. So yeah, I'm going in with the colors. I'm color picking from the reference sheet. I know it's not perfect, so I kind of go in and I make sure that it's like, I adjust the colors when I actually do choose them. Yeah, you see me doing the darks and everything. I think I did a really good job with the darks, making sure that looks like a shadow and that it popped. A small tip for newbies who are working with colors. If you're going to color pick, make sure you're choosing a specific color, and then if you want to choose darker, just go down on the color wheel that you're using and then swing a little bit to the left. Usually that is a good color for the darker dark that you're going for. But ultimately, you also want to keep in mind of the color of the light source that you're using, because if it's a lighter tone, if it's a cooler tone, then you're going to want your color to skew blue. And if it's a warmer tone, then you want your color to skew red. So I'm just about to wrap up the piece here. If you guys like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and you'll get to see more. See you next time.